Hello, everyone. Good day, especially to my co-masterants and to our professor, Dr. Jonas E. Olandria. Welcome to our class, Management of Educational Institution for second semester, academic year 2022-2023. My assigned topic is about the various aspects of educational management, specifically about planning. So let's have the introduction first. Educational management is a professional process that optimizes the outcome with less effort. As we know that the outcome of educational management is the achievement of educational objectives of developing best human resource for the country. The process of educational management consists of first, planning, second, organizing, third, directing, next, controlling, in order to complete the predefined aims and objectives of educational institutions. Planning is a very important function of management. It helps in goal setting. It is prerequisite to prepare a good plan for making decisions and implementing them. So before we go on, let's have the unit objectives of my report. First, let us define what is planning. Then, let us discuss planning in educational management. So planning. Planning is an important management function that helps in setting organizational goals which help achieve the desired result, which are used for assessing the performance. Planning helps manager to find out intended organizational achievements and to ensure that internal rules and regulations, responsibilities, performance, structure, product, and expenses are in accordance with required outcomes. So planning is a logical and methodological way of predicting the future of a firm and helps in preparing for change by deciding action to be taken in the future. So there are many definitions of planning. I have here the major definitions. According to File, the plan of action is at one and at the same time the result envisage the line of actions to be followed, the stages to go through, and the method to use. According to Lewis Allen, management planning involves the development budgets. And Theo Hyman says that planning is deciding in advance what is to be done. When a manager plans, he projects a course of action for the future, attempting to achieve a consistent, coordinated structure of operations aimed at desired result. Of all, we can analyze these definitions as planning is pre-selection, meaning free selection of objectives and outlines the action before starting any business. Then, planning is advanced decision making. Planning is decision making in advance, or in other words, choosing the alternatives and making the decision ahead. We have here the types of planning. The failure of some managers is due to inability to recognize the several types of plans. So plans are classified as the following. The first one, purpose, mission, and objectives. The mission is to identify the general task of an educational institution, whereas an objective is the outcome of the activity. Next, the strategies and policies. So planning may also be based on strategies and policies that decide the framework of all future action. Both are closely related and give direction. The third type is the procedure and rules. Procedure are plans that establish a required method of handling future activities. Briefly, Procedure guides actions. Rules are those required actions or non-actions allowing no discretion. Rules are basically called simple plans. The fourth one is programs. Programs are a complex of goals, policies, procedures, rules, tasks, and steps to be taken, resources to be employed, and other elements necessary to carry out a given course of action. The fifth one is the budget. A budget is a statement of plans and expected results expressed in numerical terms or forms. The budget of an enterprise represents the sum total of income, expenses with profits and surplus. So we have here the characteristics of planning functions. Educational planning is now developing as a specialized field with its own identity and characteristic. It differs from planning in the field of general management. A well-planned educational changes in decisions are essentials for qualitative changes in education. Many persons of higher level management are involved in the process. There is the myth that planning is a single person's responsibility, but in reality, it is a group effort and all people concerned are responsible for planning. Modern educational planning foresees future development and needed changes. It also identifies educational problems and suggests suitable solutions. So planning is done in advance. Decisions on how and what are made before the process is completed. Planning is also a goal-oriented. It focuses on required future outcomes and it is future-based and it includes decisions that are achieved in the future. Next, we have the steps and principles of planning. The first one is the awareness of opportunities. It is the actual beginning of planning in an external and internal organizational environment. So each manager should be able to clearly and completely identify future opportunities. The second one is the setting of objectives. Here, goals are set for the entire organization and works units specify the desired outcome, which indicates what is to be achieved by the set rules, regulations, and policies. The third one is the developing premises. So establishing planning for premises like forecasting, applying basic policies and current company plans are environmental assumptions in which the plan has to be applied. The fourth one is identifying alternative courses of action. Here, we also need the following steps. First, analyze the situation. Next, you need to identify. Then derive goals and objectives. Then describe the alternatives. Then you select the strategies and policies, implement them, then maintain and evaluate. The fifth steps is the principles of planning. In order to create an effective and efficient educational plan, Jerry Dessler stated the following principles. First, aims should be achievable, reasonable, and clear. Then correct data is very important for any planning process. Subordinates should be included in the planning process. An effective plan is based on accurate information and right assumption. Then keep the plans flexible. Then educational planning. In any management activity, planning plays a pivotal role. It is a prerequisite to prepare a good plans for making decisions and implement them. So all the educational institutions must organize their activities around the plans framed by planning committee. The work of this committee continues even after the educational programs are implemented. The new era of planning demands greater capacity to conceive, conceptualized, and compromised on the part of the educational administrator. It will also provide a great opportunity to contribute, affect, and participate in the growth process. So the level of performance in any activity determines the success. Good planning improves the possibility of success. So being the basic functions of all managerial processes, the process of planning involves exploration of the future strategies of required actions and advanced decision of appropriate action plan to achieve predefined and definite goals. We have also here the nature and purpose of planning. Number one, planning's contribution to purpose and objective. So each and every plan should contribute to purpose fulfillment and objectives of the firm. Next, number two, the precedence of planning. So objectives of a firm are accomplished with the help of managerial functions like organizing, the staffing, leading, planning, and controlling support. So planning logically precedes accomplishing other managerial functions. Then the third one is the pervasive of planning. All managers are responsible for planning, though it varies with each individual's level of authority and nature of policies and plans decided by supervisors. The fourth one is the efficiency of plans. Efficient plans are those which accomplish their purpose at a reasonable cost. Example, not only in terms of time, money, or production, but also at the level of individual and group satisfaction. The fifth one is the nature of educational planning. So educational planning could be a boom if it is rightly framed, and of course, if it is wrongly framed. So in a broader sense, we apply and justified methods emerge from systematic analysis of development process of education to educational institutions, with a view to achieve the goals of a developing nation and to fulfill the needs of students. Hence, we can say that educational planning is natural in nature. So we have here the educational planning in the Philippines. Proper and systematic development of the nation is at utmost priority. Then, a well-planned educational system ensures that all students have access to quality education and can reach their fullest potential. Educational planning also allows for the identification of areas where improvements need to be made to provide students with the best possible education. So for my insight, the level of performance in any activity determines the success. Good planning improves the possibility of success. Being a basic function of all managerial processes, the process of planning involves exploration of future strategies, of required actions, and advanced decision of appropriate action plan to achieve predefined and definite goals. Another popular definition is planning is deciding in advance what to do, when to do, and how to do. It bridges the gap from where we are and where we want to be. And here are my references. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something out of my report. Thank you. Bye.